Welcome, folks, to Frostgrave Week. This is game number 2 in Frostgrave Week, and I am playing this scenario solo. So I will be using the rules for Perilous Dark. These are the different wizard phases: wizard phase, creature phase, apprentice phase, etc. As you would when you're playing solo games. Now, the actual scenario is from the core book. It's called The Living Museum, and it's basically following the rumors of a Mad Wizard's library. My warbands have been drawn to the ruins of a house, and so here is the ruins of the house, like all broken up, all deformed, right? There's a couple of pillars in the back, and then there's these strange statues. And let me see if I can focus a little bit. There we go. So there are the statues. And in front of each statue is a treasure token. And unfortunately, this mad wizard had a very strange collection of statues. Right? And it's primarily these 4 in the center. What will happen is, as soon as a treasure token is taken, a statue will come to life, and it will assume the role of a medium construct, a creature. We have 2 creature phases. I'm going to figure out a way to split them up so that if 2 of them come to life, 1 will activate in the first monster phase, 1 will activate in the second. If all 4 come to life, then 2 and 2. If only 3 come to life, then I'll probably activate 2 first, 2 in the first monster phase, and 1 in the second. So I'll figure that out as I play along. This scenario is meant for 2 people, but I am playing it solo. And the board is small. It's roughly 2 feet by 2 feet. Maybe one of the edges is a little longer than 2 feet. Probably a little bit more than 2 feet, actually. But anyway, it's a small table, and I have a lot of terrain as usual, and that's it. So let's see how it goes. I have to grab those tokens, escape with them, and I get 25 experience points for every statue my warband kills. Let's see if I do better. Turn 1, Living Museum. Okay, so first is my wizard's phase. And there's my wizard. So he's going to do a group activation with these 2. So let's move him first. I'll move him right here. And that's 1 move, 1 action rather. Then I'm going to move my infantry woman. That is considered rough terrain, so let's see, she's gonna move a little bit behind him, roughly there. When you have so much terrain, you can't place your figures exactly, at the measurement. Let me drop that and put little doggy here, and doggy bounces off the terrain there. So there's the wizard and the 2 soldiers. He did a group activation, and now the wizard still has an action left. So I think if I do 2 moves, I can only do a half move this second move. So I'm going to move him a little bit more and just kind of straighten him out. There we go. All right. So he's contemplating that treasure token there, and then his 2 soldiers. All right, so that's the end of the wizard phase. Okay, there are no creatures for creature phase 1, so we move on to the apprentice phase. And now my apprentice, I need to advance forward, and this is considered rough ground, so he's going to lose a little bit of movement next turn. Just gonna move him to here, so he'll lose about an inch of movement roughly. And I'm gonna do a group activation, so I'm going to advance the treasure hunter. I don't know, I think I'm gonna put her right behind him. And again, you just balance where you can, and my archer. All right. And so here are these three, very cautiously approaching the treasure tokens. And now we go to creature phase 2. There is no creature phase 2, so I go straight to the soldier phase. And that's when this lovely lady here, and she's a new addition to the warband. I forgot to say that in the intro, but she is a new soldier, so she's going to go straight up. One action, and I think she's going to be the brave one, and with her second action, pick up the first token, and of course that means a statue comes to life. So I'm just going to turn it. It's not going to activate until the next creature phase. Alright, so the statue has come to life. One statue has come to life. And that ends my soldier phase, and there is no rolling for spawning or anything, because there are no monster spawning markers on the table. So back to the wizard phase. Turn 2. Okay, turn 2, wizard phase. Now I really want to do this spell, so I'm going to move him just enough. One action to move. Every figure gets 2 actions, by the way, folks. So gonna put him right around here. So that's one action, and the next action, and that's a little bit gutsy because there's a living statue there, but the next action, I want to be in line of sight of her, and then I want to do the spell leap. And if this will only focus, okay, well, anyway, the spell leap, it's a casting power of 8. So we're gonna go here and roll our dice, and he rolled a 1. Oh, wonderful. Nice. All right, Zephyr. You are not a very good wizard, so nope, the spell does not go off. Okay, according to the core rules, because my spellcaster failed his roll, and he failed with a 1, and the casting roll was an 8, so he falls into that 5 to 9 bracket there, and he's gonna take 1 point of damage because he failed his spell. So that really stinks. There's his 1 point of damage. Okay, so now my idea with that spell, by the way, the spell leap, was to have her move 10 inches away from that statue and closer to a table edge so she can escape with the treasure token, but it failed miserably. So black dice is the construct, yellow dice is my dice. Okay, so my dice rolls a 17. Construct looks like it rolled a 15. I have a +3 fight stat. It has a +2. So I won the fight. And now for damage. Okay, so the Construct's armor is 12. And subtracting that from the 20, which was my attack result, and that gives him 8 points of damage. And these constructs have a health of 12. So 8, it has 4 health left. Okay, and that was one heck of a soldier phase. I'm sorry, creature phase, actually. We now move on to the apprentice phase. Alright, so it is now the apprentice phase. And my apprentice can do all the spells, well, most of the spells that my wizard can do. So I wonder if it's worth trying with my apprentice. I'm going to try, let's see, this leap spell. Okay, so my apprentice is at a -2 casting because he is an apprentice. So that's a consideration. And yeah, and then I can empower the spell. That is, I can trade one of my health points to give the roll, to raise the roll a little bit. And so I'm not sure if I want to give him some damage and empower that spell. Of course, we'll have to see if he succeeds or fails. And he has 10 health. What to do? Alright, I'm going to go for it. It's he's at -2, and the casting roll is 8. Now, this is a spell from a neutral school. It is a summoner spell. So its casting number is going to go up to 12. Oh my goodness. Oh, no. He failed miserably, and I can't really empower it. So, good job, apprentice. So my apprentice is going to move, losing a little bit of movement. And, of course, this is his second action. So he's going to lose a little bit of movement because of that rough terrain. He's going to position himself there, and it's going to be a group activation. So my treasure hunter, she's going to lose some movement as well. That's about 2 inches. And my archer, he's going to go right here. Alright, so that's the situation in turn 2. And that was the apprentice phase. Creature phase 2. Now, he already activated that living statue. No one else has been activated, so there's no creature phase 2. We now go to the soldier phase. And it is important to note that these soldiers could have taken their second action during the apprentice phase after he'd taken his second action. But I didn't, and so the apprentice phase is over. So now in the soldier phase, they're not going to activate again. So we're going to go to these soldiers that haven't activated. And I'm going to move War Doggy. I believe he has a move of 10 inches, I believe. But he's going to lose some movement to rough ground, so I'm just going to keep him right there. And that's my doggy. And then she's going to lose 2 inches as well. Okay, so I moved those soldiers, the war dog, and my infantry woman from there to there. And considering rough ground, of course, they lose a little bit of movement. And that is the end of turn 2. We now go to turn 3, and that's the situation so far.